Hey everybody, and welcome to the March update. I think we didn't do a February update, I think, but it's all right. March seems to be a very busy month. So what are these updates about? We basically share, or I share, what I thought was interesting in our hobby, or news that I thought was really kind of cool to share. So yeah, so here we go. Starting off, you can't start off March without talking about new releases and totally new games. So first off, the long-awaited Gundam Assemble has finally got its release date, and they've set out like the gameplay videos and what's coming out and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, it looks good. It looks really good. In terms of like gameplay, I like the fact that it's got a timeline thing happening, which is kind of cool because that way you can play all the different Gundams from different periods. So I thought it was it's quite an innovative idea. Looking at the table, they've got all this like really nice looking bits of terrain. It's on a hex though, which is also kind of interesting. It reminds me of Heroescape slightly, but yeah. So they've got that happening and everything you get in a box. So I thought, personally, I think it looks good. I'm quite excited about like having it in the store and trying it out. So first up is the Gundam Assemble. Really nice. Next up, we gotta talk about StarCraft. When they announced StarCraft, or Archon Studio was doing StarCraft, there was a lot of excitement. And here at the store, the excitement was palatable. And so when they finally announced that the starters were ready for pre-orders and stuff like that, we had a lot of folks contacting the store and asking us whether we are bringing in the StarCraft set. Now, we don't just simply bring in games, right? I bring in games that I like, but when it comes to a release like this, I usually want to check what's going on as well. So I had a look at the play video, and that looks pretty good as well. It's got a really nice deployment mission thing happening, which I thought was really kind of cool. I'm glad they added that to the game, and the miniatures do not look that bad. I mean, if you're a fan of the IP, I think Arkham Studios did a really good job. Making sure that the IP looks the part, right? Um, they're releasing it. The release is kind of strange. So they got this two-player starter, and then they got the Protoss expansion, and they got all the different units. So basically, if you want to get all three, it's basically the starter and the Protoss expansion, and it's basically all three, right? Which I thought it's interesting. I'm not so sure why they did that though, because they could have just released a Terran expansion and a Zerg expansion and stuff like that. But let's see how this works. So yeah, news number 2, StarCraft from Archon Studios. Right. So in case you did not know, recently I just did a video on Wrath of Kings. So I think link somewhere here. I'm gonna put it up. And it was a retro look at Wrath of Kings, right? If any of you guys remember Wrath of Kings from I think 2013, 2014, a lot of folks reached out to me, telling me how much they remember the game, how they actually had the whole range and stuff like that. I found out recently, somebody reached out to me and told me that the game designer behind the game is now working on a new game called Covenant Wars. Now, apparently, all of the IP for Wrath of Kings is owned by Simon, cool mini or not. So the writer is currently working on something new with a whole new range of factions. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to leave a link in the description for you to have a look at what's cooking with Covenant Wars, which I think is the spiritual successor to Wrath of Kings. Next up, we're going to talk about Victrix. Victrix seems to be turning the wheels. They released their I want to call it a zine or a e-magazine called Shield Wall. It's free. It's free. So it's basically I'm not so sure how regular the magazine is gonna be, but you have a whole lot of like a different articles in there, and there's some hobby articles, and there's a scenario in there for you to play. So yeah, the link to that will be in the description. And not to be outdone, they also released I think a time of the Romans, something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a Roman expansion for Pillage, and that's free. It's a free download as well. So the 2 free downloads you can get from Victrix, and this one covers it coincides with their Scots and their pigs that they're releasing as miniatures. So if you're interested in flipping through free rulebooks, or if you're a rulebook collector, or like me, just a sucker for something to read, then head on over to Victrix and have a look or download their free modules. I think they got a whole lot of free stuff that you can actually download. So head on over, be nice, order something if you can. Over on Wargames Atlantic front, the Deathfields Arena, the rules are out. Now I downloaded the ones which were just like text, but they've cleaned it up a little bit. So if you're interested in another free download, head on over to the Wargames Atlantic page, website, and download the PDF for free. They want you to try it out. Do us a favor, do the whole community a favor, try the game out, and give feedback to Wargames Atlantic, because it looks like they are really trying to break into the rules market, and Wargames Atlantic seems to have a very nice community vibe about it, and it'd be nice if you could just put in some feedback or what they could do better, or just say what a good job they've been doing, because Wargames Atlantic have been doing a great job over the last I think 48 months or so. So yeah, so that's news from Wargames Atlantic. On the Mantic Games front, we have Team Noble for Halo that's coming out. I'm always up on the news when it comes to Halo, because we're doing a lot of Halo here, and I'm very excited that they've got a new team out, right? And this is basically kind of cool, because Mantic seem to have this thing where they will promote a game for a while and they stop, But it seems like they're ongoingly actively promoting Halo, which I'm really excited about. And I'm also excited they got Team Wolf that you can buy now, Team Noble that you can get right now, a whole lot of figures. And this just opens up the doors to other kinds of figures that they can bring in, right? So if you're into Halo, that's the news right there. On the North Star front, Frostgrave and their cultists, man. The cultists sets are really moving now. Which cultists am I talking about here? I'm talking about the Frostgrave cultists. They released the Frostgrave 1 cultists, then Frostgrave 2 cultists, which is like the ladies, and Frostgrave 3, which is like a unique look, and now they got the cultist knights, and they have got this thing going on where you can actually buy the whole cultist bundle, so you can build a whole cultist army. So I think it's fantastic. Here at the store, cultist sets seem to sell for some strange reason. I suppose the bits are useful for games which need that cult-like vibe, Trench Crusade perhaps, or war bands and stuff like that want that whole culty look. So yeah, I'm glad that they have just released the Cultist Knights. Could this be a beginning of a whole cultist army that Frostgrave wants to do? Of course, yes. Now they have got 3 boxes and the knights, right? Which is enough bits, to mix up and kit bash to your heart's content, right? So yeah, here's see what else Frostgrave has up its sleeve. So that's pretty much it. This is really short. I'm really quite excited about what's coming in terms of new games. Gundam Assemble, StarCraft. I'm really excited about trying out new games this year, and it seems like the second quarter for 2026 is going to be exciting. So yeah, let me know what you think. This excite you? Rules like this excite you? News like this excite you? Do you like updates like this? Just let me know. Yeah, like and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.